All right, let's talk about chapters 8 and 9, week 6. It's a lot of numbers to remember, but these chapters, the language, the communication, nonverbals, things like that, I truly learned so much this chapter about there's a weird shadow. As a whole, how much different our communication can be, and not just a language barrier. Like there could be a language barrier, but that's only part of, like, it's much more complex than that, I guess, is what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, the complexity of simple conversation, even like language to language, but also like region to region, or like maybe the same language but here versus like the UK, like they do speak English but they have a lot of different terminology for things like that. I already knew, but culturally acceptable ways of like starting a conversation and ending it, and like taboo topics, things like that, are just things that I had not thought of that would be different from what I had already like experienced and lived in the English language and the American culture. So, for example, like, I'm trying to think of a few examples that the book did specifically, but just on, let's say, Saudi Arabia and modesty, or like the Muslim culture and modesty, things like that we don't have in America. That's like, oh, okay, they have different values and things like that. But something as simple as like how long pauses are in conversations, like what's more normal for us, or for me in my experience, is different for people of different cultures. And that's something I did not know, and I think the book said it really well when they had a section on kind of just the overarching tip or advice that the book gave in after you've learned about all these different like cultural differences in language and communication and silence and things like that. And it just talked about being mindful and reflecting on your own communication, nonverbals, language norms that you experience, but that might not be for everyone. So it just, I don't know, I feel like it's just helpful for me personally, because I can take away, not, maybe I don't know, every single culture, the way they all work with the language, and know exactly how to navigate all the conversations, but I can go into a conversation with somebody who maybe speaks another language, but like if there's an interpreter or something like that, just interacting with people who don't have the same cultural background as me, just knowing that is one of the differences that I could encounter, or that I should be mindful of. And I wouldn't have known that without reading this chapter. And so I'm excited to take that knowledge into my everyday life, and I don't know, just pay attention to it more, so that maybe I'll be able to spot it in conversations within like conversations between me and like another person who talks the exact same pretty much as me, and then also speaking with people who either have different language or a different style of speech than my own. So yeah, there's chapters 8 and 9, week 6.